I said, yeah, I'm going bankrupt. She said, what a waste of time. She had the right attitude.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
I'm having a moment. It just kind of hit me. I haven't seen Barbara Corcoran in over 2 years.
I've missed you.
I
mean it. I really mean it.
I missed you too. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't know why this is. Why am I emotional right now? I don't
because
understand.
I'll give you 10 reasons why. I'm beautiful.
Okay.
I'm lovely.
Yes.
I'm a good friend. Always there for you whenever you need anything.
Right.
And I'm charming.
Well, there's 4.
Okay, and then I'm rich.
Rich. You know me, that really turns me on.
Yeah, I'm sure. You need the money, right?
It's so weird. It's been over 2 years since I've seen you, and whatever. We'll move on. That was
so
weird.
tough. No, you know what that means? We should be together tonight and sleep together.
That's all that'll happen. No, Bill would not understand that.
He wouldn't mind. It's been a lot of years.
So, Danielle, I wish you and Gandhi were in studio with us.
Me
because
too.
Barbara is full staff.
I love her.
Barbara. Of course, the reason why we begged her to come on today is they just kicked off season 14 last Friday of Shark Tank.
Just came back from L.A. We're doing the media tour with all the sharks this week. We're exhausted.
Good. No, let them kick the hell out of you. It's good. It's good to be working. It's good to be out talking.
I don't know
people.
about working this hard. I'm not a young chicken anymore. I'm putting it out.
I know. That's how we all got to where we are. We put it out. But I don't know what that means. I've seen the other sharks out and about, and I was like, thank God we've got Barbara.
Oh,
I don't want the other ones.
Oh, come on.
I love them.
Come on. They all told me you asked them to be on, and they weren't available.
Wow.
That is not true.
That is not true. Not true.
Nate, come tell this old lady she's full of crap. I would never tell that to Barbara.
Thank you.
That's not what we said. Anyway, Shark Tank, the 14th season compared to all the other seasons you've been on in the past, how is it different now? How has the world shaped it into a new Shark Tank world?
Well, a couple of things make it very different this year. I almost felt like I was on a new show. We had a live audience show. It was bonkers. The people were chanting, take her deal, take his deal, take her deal.
This isn't Let's Make a Deal.
Wow.
It was like a game show. It was like what we usually do in an hour and a half, hear a pitch, and they edit it down. We did each one in 7 minutes. It was horrific. It was the scariest thing I've ever done.
No, it seems like, gosh, it's less work.
It's not less work.
Well, then what was it about you didn't really care for?
Because you couldn't ask you questions. It was real money. I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on each deal, and I couldn't even ask enough questions. I had to go or stay, get out or get in. And so I went in every time the audience said, take her deal. I spent way too much money, overpaid for everything.
Right.
It was like I got caught up in the moment. It was so exciting.
So it's almost as if these crowds were talking you through their chanting into doing things you normally wouldn't have done.
Well,
let
me say, I normally wouldn't spend $600,000 on a boogie picker, and that's exactly what I did.
Wait, a booger picker?
Yeah, for children, you stick it in their nose and you pick. You clean their nose out. $600,000. I'm sure it's a wonderful deal.
I would do it for $1. I'd do it for $1.50 an hour.
I could have bought one for $1.50.
I know. Per hour. Okay, so you spent $600,000 on a booger picker that you would not have spent that money on without an audience.
Definitely not.
So did we douche out the audience for the new season? Are they gone?
Well, they're gone for the season, and I think they're going to bring them back next year, but I'm going to call in sick.
Well, so I'm sure you, being Barbara Corcoran, you made your feelings be known.
Of course I did. I said, give me my money back, and they said no.
You did? You said, I want a refund?
Yeah. I knew they wouldn't give it back.
I love hearing this. Now,
can you do that? Like after you make the deal, like if you decide you really don't want to do it, can you take it back?
Happens all the time. We do due diligence after the fact. So if we don't like the deal, we don't have to close. But we close on the great majority of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how some of them would go south because you don't have all the details during the course of a
And people
taping.
exaggerate. They say I own the patent, but their brother-in-law who hates their guts owns the patent. That's what you find out. Something like that.
Oops. Oopsies. Straight Nate has a question down at the tip.
So I watched the first episode, and the very first product was compostable underwear.
You got it.
Aren't they all? I know mine. I'm having on. I have on now. Art.
I guess my question is this: what's the last great, truly fantastic idea you've gotten? Because it seems like people are really trying to find a niche, right?
Of course.
What's the last one that just blew you away? It may have happened on the show. It may have happened in an elevator. What was the last one that you're like, wow?
That would be the Comfy, which is an oversized sweatshirt. And the reason, and it blew me away because it was so silly at the time. I thought, who the heck would buy that? But I liked the guys, gave them $50,000 and bought a third of their business. I was the only buyer that day. They were laughing. I figured, I'll have a beer with them. They're great guys. They sold $800 million in 2 years.
Oh, my God. Gandhi, did you buy
it
one?
was unbelievable. It's a runaway train. Whoever saw it coming? Not me, that's for sure.
Who bought one? Gandhi, did
I
you
have
buy one?
one.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Danielle bought.
a couple of us have them.
See
Yeah,
that?
they're
I
pretty
bet we
great.
sold half of America. I bet we did.
Dan, what about the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like, what's the dumbest thing anyone's ever pitched?
It was a Rhodes Scholar. He came in and he asked us for $5 million to build a tower in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. But it was worth it because he was going to turn seawater into pure water for the rest of the world.
Oh.
He was serious. It was like, whoa.
I got to put it in reverse for a second. So you spent $50,000 on what was the sweatshirt?
Oh, Comfy.
Okay, $50,000 on the Comfy. Do you mind telling us what your return was on that?
You know, I've never figured it out. The checks just keep coming in. Millions of dollars.
No, just ballpark it. It doesn't have to be accurate.
I really never even thought about it. I'm afraid it will. If you bring me bad luck, maybe those checks will keep. Probably $6-7 million.
Wow.
Somewhere there.
Yeah, good for you.
That's a nice
You know what I'm
return.
going to do? I'm going to buy you a new apartment here in the city.
I don't.
Yeah.
I can barely handle the one I have, so we're all good. Thank you.
Was that Rhodes Scholar the same guy who said he was going to harvest the energy from hurricanes and make gold?
No, that was a different kook. We got a lot of kooks.
But you got to agree, Barbara. You know, there is something to be said for the kooks of this world because, no offense, you are definitely one of them. I am
well,
one
thank
of.
you.
No, no.
I don't know about this.
Everyone on this show right now is proud to admit that we are off-center.
Yes.
But I think the off-center people are the ones that rule the world.
They're the only ones you have fun with, that's for sure.
This is true.
Sure.
Okay, you know what? There's more to the fun and the rolling of the dice, as it were, when it comes to believing in people's products and believing in them. Mm-hmm. What about the dreams? I mean, have you ever really just heart melted over watching someone succeed after you supported them and you see their dreams come true and you just see, wow, what a great story. I mean, there's got to be something that you love about that.
It's not even the story. Honestly, it's the single best thing about being a shark. You know, you go at the end of the day, you see people who had a little dream, had no cash, nowhere to turn, and you gave them the same opportunity that you had as a kid. Someone loaned me $1,000. I could have never succeeded without that money, without a doubt. Of course, I slept with my boyfriend to get the $1,000.
Okay, well, there's
But
that.
I was going to sleep with him anyway. You know?
Good.
But really, the satisfaction that comes from seeing a nobody, or they don't think they're a nobody, but they sure look like a nobody on the set, come and have a great living, buy a new house, put their kids in private school, buy the new cars, give to charity. A lot of these people give half their money to charity out of gratitude.
Right.
So any of those stories, all of those stories, I have dozens of entrepreneurs that make me cry when I think about them.
Can we make
It's
the
like
G?
a little miracle.
It is a big miracle, and if we could just capitalize the G on gratuity, on gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude, it's so important. I want to open this up for Danielle and Gandhi and everyone on the show because I know they want to talk to you about some things.
Yes.
But before we get there, I just want to say, I think what makes you personally and professionally watching Shark Tank as wonderful and stellar as you are, you're all about storytelling. Mm-hmm. You know what? Great storytellers can sell you the moon.
I agree with that.
They can sell you a dream. They can sell anything.
Because it doesn't feel like sales, and it really isn't.
Talk about that. Anyone out there who's just struggling or just trying to find their way, talk about how storytelling worked for you, how it can work for all of us.
I think that when you relate well to people and tell them a story that you've experienced in your own life, they like you automatically. I also think people are a lot smarter than people give people credit for. I think they can smell ingenuineness. Is there a word, ingenuineness?
There is now.
Okay. They could smell it a mile away. So if you speak from your heart, even if you think that your story is not very soulful or doesn't prove a point well, people love you for opening up and being genuine. So I think it's the best teacher in the world, but it has to be real. People see right through the bullshit. They really do.
Hit the button.
People see right through the baloney.
Yes, baloney. Hey, you know what? Storytelling. You know, people do do want to hear your story. So never, ever squelch your story. Danielle, Barbara Corcoran, what do you want to talk to her about?
I want to ask her, like, all these people freaking out right now, me being one of them, about the way the world is and finances. And, if you had to retire right now, you wouldn't be able to. And keep checking things to see how it's doing in the stock market. What would you tell people to do?
Well, it might not work for everyone, but here's what I do. I don't read the newspaper. I just use a cheat sheet in my desk every day to see what's going on in the world. It takes me about 2 seconds. I don't check my stock portfolio, and I have a lot of my net worth in it. I never ask because I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not going to die that I know of. I just take a day at a time. I don't really care what's going on around me. I just want a happy life. I mean, in terms of finances and worries and how am I going to afford. Now, I'm in a different position from a lot of people. I really don't have financial worries. But I'll tell you, when I was near going bankrupt, I can't talk today. Sorry, I'm still waking up. But when I was at that hour, I got a conversation going with my mother. And you know what she said to me? She said, "You're not worried about money, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going bankrupt." She said, "What a waste of time." She had the right attitude. I've never worried about money, even the worst of times after that conversation. And something always breaks, something comes through. You survive stuff. We all do. So I just think it's such a waste of time to worry about money.
Wow.
Worry about doing a better job. You make a little bit more money, whatever. But don't worry about what you don't have. Puts your head in the wrong place. It debilitates you. It makes you less than you can possibly ever be because you're focused on the wrong stuff.
Wow. It's that simple thing, let's worry about the things that we can worry about and fix.
Right.
Other than that, just keep moving forward. All right, here comes Gandhi. I see her sizzling over there.
I mean,
doesn't look
I
like a
love
sizzle.
Barbara.
She's a sizzler.
Barbara's one of my favorite people. So I think, first of all, Shark Tank needs to be shown in high school and college classrooms across the country. I think you learn so much from it. I've learned so much from it. But as far as the pandemic goes, have you guys seen a whole new batch of people starting their own businesses and like ingenious things coming your way?
I couldn't say we've seen ingenious things because every idea is a genius of the person who thought about it, whether it's going to make a go of it or not. But what we saw this year, which was remarkable, is young people. I bet you the average age of who pitched this year was probably 24.
Wow.
And everybody stood up there and opened their pitch with the same thing, and they weren't paid to say it either. They said, "I've been watching you on Shark Tank since I was in 4th grade. How depressing was that?" And they looked like a grown-up who was shaving by now, But every single person there said they were inspired by the show. They said they found the courage to get started on the show. And when we got the older people, the few token older people, middle-aged people who were pitching, they said that we gave them the courage to quit their job and take a stab at making it on their own. So, it was the most inspiring year we got as Sharks. We probably shouldn't have been paid for the shots this year. We should have been paying out the money, I think.
Wow. Anything else, Gandhi?
I have a couple ideas I'm going to pitch Barbara later.
Don't.
She says don't do it.
I'm not spending any more money today. I'm sorry.
Scary, what's up?
So several seasons ago, you struck a deal with Cousins Maine Lobster Company.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that right now.
Is that weird?
And I know that they're successful because their brand still exists today, and I see it everywhere. However,
yeah.
To what extent do you and the Sharks stay involved all the way through? I mean, are you still part of that? Because I always think of you when I hear that.
Some businesses more than others. With them, I talk to them at least twice a week. You know why?
Really?
They're delicious. They're fabulous. They're partners, Jim and Saban. They're fabulous businessmen. But I also talk to everyone who is a huge success because I could be most helpful to those people. Now, they started out with one part-time truck. They didn't believe we could make a franchise out of it. They said, no way. They have 50 today. They have, I think, 375 employees. They're a huge success. I think they've sold over $60 million worth of lobster. But you know what's so great about them? I find excuses to talk with them. They're contagious. You hang around great people who are optimists, who are pushing the envelope all the time, like Jim and Saban are always those people. I get energy for them, and I push the envelope with the next person.
I love hearing that. Making $60 million off of the cockroach of the sea. Isn't it amazing?
Whoa, I don't like that.
No, they really are. At one point, lobsters.
I'm bringing in a lobster roll to you, Elvis, today.
I love Ed's Lobster House, Lafayette, my favorite place in New York City. The thing about lobster is it used to be fed to prisoners because there was such an overabundance of them, and now they're so expensive. It's prime stuff. Yes, Straight Nate.
Okay, another question, Barbara.
Here he comes.
Lots of people have good ideas, right? But there's probably a lot more bad ideas out there. What can help sell a bad idea through? Like a good smile, handsome person pitching it, like just asking for a friend. Like if the idea is terrible, but you're like, okay, it's a bad idea, but I really like the guy. I'll give you some money.
There's been a lot of deals made on Shark Tank to guys like that. They look good. They have high energy. They're great salespeople. You really want to be their friend, but their idea, you can't say sucks, right?
Sucks is fine, yes.
Okay, but their idea sucks, all right? But what happens is they get their investment anyway because we're banking on the entrepreneur that they're going to realize their mistake, change their model around, and come up with something good. And you know what? That's happened to me time and time again when I've kept my eye on a good-looking guy like you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Here she goes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The same woman who tried to steal my man.
I'm still working on that, Alex.
My friend Ellen Kay, she does mornings in Los Angeles. I hope you go by and see her. She just said, I'm listening to this interview. I thought I was your number one girlfriend. I thought I was your thought.
Oh, God,
do you know what THOT is?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's that
hoe over there.
That hoe over there.
Oh.
Anyway, Ellen, we say hello to you. Phones are ringing for Barbara Corcoran. Hello, Charlie. Welcome to the show. Say hi to Barbara.
Hi, good morning, Barbara. How are you?
Good morning, Charlie. Good.
Your store touched my heart. I'm a small business owner in New York City. I have a store on the Upper East Side. I took it over about 3 years before the pandemic.
Ooh.
And when the pandemic hit, I didn't know what was going to happen. I stayed open every single day. I did the best that I can. And I had just a few good customers continuing to come in. And one person changed my life because they were just talking to me. And sometimes that's all you need is just one person to just talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that one person talking to me was telling me, just live for the moment. Live for today. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You put your head on the pillow tonight. You don't even know if you're going to wake up. Take care of what you can take care of today. And
wow, great advice.
You, when you were talking about how you were afraid to go bankrupt, and you're worrying so much about what's going to happen next, you're creating that block within your own life. So then you're kind of preventing your own success from happening because you're worrying too much about the wrong things.
Absolutely. What happened to you next? I'd be curious with your store.
So thankfully, I'm still in business.
Ah, great.
I lowered my overhead by moving my store off of a main avenue to a side street, and when I cut my overhead by a third, that really helped me to survive because I went from paying $20,000 a month in rent to $4,000 a month.
Charlie,
wow.
by the way, you're being very, very tiptoe-ish right here. What do you do? Talk about your business.
Your shop.
Sure. So shout out to my store. I own First Avenue Mailroom in New York City, located at 341 East 76th Street.
What do you guys do?
And I offer pack and ship services for the neighborhood.
Wow.
All the small mail shops are a couple of avenues away from where I am. So I'm on 76th Street, right between 1st and 2nd Avenue, and I just make it convenient for the people that live nearby. They want to come and ship a package, come on over. If they live in a non-doorman building, I allow them to receive mail and packages at my store in a safe, secure way. And I just take care of my customers as much as I can.
Charlie,
you could hear how can't you hear how lovely you are? I want to ship something just to meet you. I will do that actually.
Okay, give us the name of your business again. I didn't catch it.
It's First Ave Mailroom Inc.
First Ave Mailroom
Inc.
Mailroom
You're
Inc.
saying.
Love it. All right. We appreciate you listening to us, Charlie, and calling in and talking to my girl.
Thanks for your attitude.
You guys put a smile on my face every single day.
Thank you, Charlie.
You're the break from reality we all need.
Well, there's nothing real about this show except for right now. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. We have a talk back. There's the new thing on the iHeartRadio app. If you listen to us, you use a little microphone on your lap. What is this thing? Phone. You push it and talk to us. Who is it? What are they saying?
Grandmother bought everyone in the family comfies the first year they were out, and then this year she has now bought everyone in the family who are Tennessee fans a new comfy with the Tennessee T. So we have most definitely loved our comfy.
There you go, comfy fans.
Go figure, right? But don't
I
you
love
feel
that.
delicious when you're bundled up?
Yeah. Yep.
Allie is here. Remember Allie came in not too long ago and said she was looking at an apartment that actually was a good deal, but the bathroom was out in the hallway.
Whoa, really?
And did you ever find a place? Did you ever rent a place?
No, I ended up, though, my landlord increased my rent by 11.5%, but then looking at the market, it was still $500 less than the apartments in the area and still a studio. So I was just wondering if there's going to be another dramatic rent increase. Should I stay locked into the apartment I have now?
What's going on with people renting?
I
Not
feel like
only
I
in
have
New
no
York.
control.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have control because you're what we call a tenant. The landlord has the control, and landlords aren't going to cut you any deals. The market's going up, the rents are going up. They're not going to come down. Period. Is there any way you could get out of that rat race and buy yourself something?
Not right now.
Not even a studio. You can't pitch. You know what? Let me tell you something. The people who buy studios, just a starter apartment in New York, rarely ever buy it without the help from a rich uncle or an aunt or a parent who loans them the money. There's no shame in asking for money to get a start. I'm a big believer in it. Can you pitch your mother on becoming your partner and giving you the down payment, and you'll share the proceeds when you sell for a profit?
I don't know. Uncle Elvis.
It's a great idea.
Look at the time. I actually heard a very successful entrepreneur say the other day, you should never, ever buy anything. You should be renting out there.
No, it's just not true.
This one person said, you're never going to get your return because of all the stuff you spend being your own landlord.
No, that's a left brain type guy in finance. I'm sure that's who that was. But I made the worst mistake of my life when I backed out of a studio when I was 28. I died to put the down payment together, but I backed out because I sensed it was a high in the market. I'm in the trade. I don't want to buy at the high. And I backed out, lost my deposit. And it took me 8 years to save again to buy my next studio. But once I did, I had a chit in the game. I traded it up for a 1-bedroom. Years later, traded for 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. My penthouse today that I enjoy, I wouldn't have if I didn't get in the game. The market ran away from me. It just runs away from you if you're not in the game. You gotta get in the game.
Come on, go find that rich uncle. Stop looking at me.
Elvis, Uncle Elvis, start calling him that.
Here's an interesting question from another talkback.
Hi, Barbara. Jane from New Jersey.
My
I
hometown.
have $50,000 right now to invest. I really wanted to buy a rental property like a duplex with 2 units, but it's hard to afford that with just $50,000. What can I do with the $50,000 that I have right now?
She has $50,000. What do you do with it?
You're on the right path to buying a 2-unit home. It's the best investment to get started as a real estate investor. But if you know your neighborhood, when you have knowledge, people around you always have money. If you have money, you don't have knowledge like me anymore, right? You should maybe approach someone with money to give you money if you know your market and be a partner in investment. But find the investment first and sing the praises of that investment. Don't you know anyone who has money that you know?
Well, that was a recording, so she's not.
Oh,
okay.
it's a recording. Oh, so she can't answer.
The answer is, yes, I'm going to go find someone right now.
Uncle Elvis.
Let me tell you something that is really true about what I just said. When I wanted to buy real estate, I had no time. And when I had the time, it was opposite. I found partners in every neighborhood in Brooklyn to find me property. Not brokers. People who lived there, knew the streets, knew the right side of the street. And I made them a 10% partner. I put up the money, and I've been their partner ever since. I own a lot of property. I would have never had it if I didn't get an expert who as my 10% partner. People with money need expertise, and people with expertise need money. You need a partner.
Wow.
I know she didn't. I know she dialed off, right? Did she hear that?
Yeah, she's listening. So
okay, good.
What's that? What?
So you have a podcast.
Yes, of course.
So you probably have these recordings rolling in on yours, but you maybe never checked.
Yeah, you didn't check. You have people.
messages.
You have people talking to you. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You hear voices. Look, Barbara, I cannot thank you enough for coming on today. As you breeze out of this room and head back uptown to your lofty penthouse apartment, part of you stays with us and in the hearts of our listeners and our minds. And your spirit is fantastic. And as a friend, Alex and I miss you so much. And thank you for coming on today.
My pleasure, really.
The two words I heard today that I loved the most, that resonated with me the most, are gratitude and courage. Mm-hmm. You used both.
I didn't even realize that.
Yes, you did. Absolutely. So gratitude and courage. Barbara Corcoran, of course.
Thank you.
Season
what a nice
14.
crew you have here, Elvis.
I love you.
Season 14 of Shark Tank premiered last week. Make sure you watch it and always support our Barbara Corcoran. God knows she needs love.
love.
I love
What
you.
if we have a million more questions for her? Can we hit her on the talk back with her podcast?
She'll never find it.
I'll find it. I'll look for it.
Okay.
We'll figure out how to connect you, though. Cheryl Crowley. She talks to her every day. Go through Cheryl. Anyway, we love you, Barbara. Thanks for coming
you so
by.
much.
We'll be back after this.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.